Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Saints on Saturday will play their first preseason game, and they'll play it in Arizona. And in advance of that, the Saints released an unofficial depth chart on Tuesday. There are a few notable items on the depth chart. I think number one, the most notable thing is backup quarterback, because we followed the Haener Rattler thing. Who's it going to be? And as of today, Derek Carr, the starter, Jake Haener listed as the backup, and then Spencer Rattler listed as the number 3. Taysom Hill also listed on the quarterback line. I guess that would be sort of in an emergency role, but Rattler the 2 behind Haener the 3. And maybe that's just a matter of experience, Haener having another year in the offense, having gone through this a year ago. But as of now, Jake Haener listed ahead of Spencer Rattler. The other thing when I was looking at the offense that really jumped off the page to me was when I was looking at the guard spot. And Lucas Patrick is now listed as the first team left guard ahead of Nick Saldiveri. Now, you could say that's because of injury, but there are players on this depth chart that do have an injury designation. But it feels like Lucas Patrick, the veteran who, when the Saints signed him, I was very excited about that signing because of how much he was praised by coaches and teammates in Green Bay and Chicago as a glue guy, his versatility. He's the kind of guy that isn't going to be an all-pro caliber player, but is a really good, versatile starting player in the NFL. He's like what Will Clapp was. He's like what a guy like James Hurst was. Senio Kelemete was another one. I'm thinking of these guys that have been versatile offensive linemen for the Saints over the years that have been not star caliber players, but starters and versatile players that could fill multiple gaps. Lucas Patrick has been that, and he's now listed as the starter at left guard for the New Orleans Saints. Maybe on the defensive side, if there's one interesting piece, you'd look at right defensive end. Of course, Cam Jordan listed as the starter at left defensive end. But right defensive end, Carl Granderson or Chase Young. The or designation there is interesting with the defensive ends. Listen, the Saints paid Carl Granderson a lot of money last year, and he was there by far their most productive pass rusher a year ago. You bring in Chase Young, I almost have half a mind to say, could Chase Young challenge Cam Jordan's spot? Because if you're really looking for your best 2 edge rushers, it's probably Granderson and a healthy Chase Young. Remember, Cam Jordan, as much as we love him, as great a career, which I believe ultimately is a Hall of Fame career that he's had, he's coming off his least productive season of his career since his rookie year, where he had 2 sacks. It may be something where the reps that get taken actually are Cam Jordan's instead of Carl Granderson's. I mean, that day is going to come inevitably, and maybe we start to see that. But again, on that first depth chart released by the New Orleans Saints, those were a couple of things that stood out. Now, Dennis Allen also talked about the 2 linebackers in Demario Davis and Willie Gay, both guys that are battling, or I guess Demario Davis battling a hamstring right now. Willie Gay has really been one of the guys who's been the talk of camp on the defensive side of the ball. And here was DA on Willie Gay and how he's lived up to the expectations when they signed him.
Yeah, I think so. From this standpoint, a big, physical, athletic linebacker that I know is going to come in and practice hard, work hard, compete, do all of those things. And so now I think the biggest thing for Willie is, continuing to get into the playbook and continuing to study and continuing to understand all the things that we're asking him to do. I think he's taken some steps forward from where he was in the spring. I think there's still some steps to be taken there. But I do think that each day he continues to get a little bit more comfortable and play a little bit better.
We'll get to see Willie Gay and some of those other linebackers. Mike Rose, who the Saints signed on Tuesday, was a standout player in the UFL, the Spring League. we'll start to see how that starts to manifest with the Saints playing Arizona this Saturday in their first preseason game. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.